Piano teachers, how to help our students have a more smarter and more effective practice by not just focusing on the clearly pianistical issues and techniques that we teach them. Our job as piano teachers, first of all, we teach music. We just teach it through one instrument. In my example, it's the piano. It's not just my job to teach them to play the correct keys, the correct fingers, articulation, pedal, or dynamics. It's also my job to make them realize and teach them some elements of other building blocks of music, like harmony, like music form. And I'm not talking about teaching that in very great detail, but to be able to recognize some of the harmonic elements inside a music piece, as if they wrote it, as if they were the composer, and as well as the music form. I'll give an example I had today with a student with the scherzo by Schubert, and how one question for him to compare one phrase with another one had such a profound impact and a totally different outcome in his playing. I'll just start here with a little bit of the first phrase, then the second that he played, and then when he reached the third phrase, which is almost identical to the first one, but he hadn't realized that yet. So his playing was very different, although he was playing almost the same thing. He started playing like that. He played, then continued until the next page, which starts again, let's say the third phrase, which is almost the same as the first one, but he played it as if he was looking at some new text, and he played it like that. As soon as I asked him to realize if this is something that he knows, and then when he realized that this phrase is almost the same as the first one, only the last 3 to 4 bars are changing, he started playing like that. Our brain loves to be lazy. It likes to, it creates effort to learn something new, and then when it learns it, it wants to put it in some boxes, autopilot boxes, like I'm pressing one button, okay, I have this knowledge, I know that, okay, that's that. This is what happened inside his brain. As soon as he realized that this phrase in the second page is almost the same as the first one, his hands were starting and his playing totally changed. Because before he was probably didn't even realize it, and he was so much into reading the scores, he was reading key by key, beat by beat, without realizing that it's the same. As soon as he realized it, this one realization, this one order for his brain, this is the same. As if another person was playing it. That was the result. So, all these musical elements that are part of music are very important for our students to teach them how to recognize them, how to find these patterns. Another example, again, in this piece, again with my student, with harmony. This bridge that unites the first with the second page, or the second phrase with the third one, which has these arpeggios in C minor. He was playing it like that. I realized that he was looking key by key what and where to play. When I told him that all those 2 bars is just one C minor arpeggio, he knows the C minor, he has played it in his scales and also probably in other pieces. As soon as I told him that, and his eyes were looking key by key, so he could not take his eyes off of the scores, and his hands were getting more frustrated and late in playing. As soon as you gave this order, C minor, he stopped looking at the scores, just placed his hands on the first keys, and then he played it like that. Not probably from the first attempt, but the second, the third, he just needed to know where he starts and where he finishes. And he was only thinking one musical chord, C minor, instead of thinking G, C, E flat, G, then in this position. This is too much. And since we are teaching them the whole, the music as a whole, we cannot just focus on the pianistical and technical issues. These are also technical issues. So, have a smart and effective practice and make sure to incorporate all the building blocks of music to your students.